We're moving through another big transformative wave right now, and I'm sure that you're feeling it because there is a very deep uprooting that is taking place where the old identity that you have been living in, the old version of yourself, feels out of date. It feels out of resonance. And I'm sure you're noticing that because I'm noticing it very, very deeply. And there's this really magical energy this weekend where we have this opportunity to completely let go of something. There is this surrender energy that I feel very strongly this weekend. And the astrology, of course, is also asking us to do that. So surrendering this weekend means that there is something in the way that you're thinking, in the way that you see a situation, your attitude towards it, like mindset, habit, something that needs to be released. There's something that needs letting go because the new is literally like cramming at the door. It's like piling up and it's trying to come into your life, and it can't come into your life until you release that older version of yourself, that old habit, that old way of thinking, that mindset, that whatever it is that is in the way of this new energy really pushing to come into your life. And the way that I'm feeling this and the way that I'm picking up on it, it feels like this purge. It feels like this releasing, this emptying, this making space for something really incredible. And this is, I keep hearing like, don't play small, don't play small. Like this is big energy, like big energy where it really, really wants to transmute and just completely disintegrate something from your life, something from your inner being. So this is like mindset, attitude, trauma, some kind of a past situation. It really, really wants to just clear that out. And the way that you can help this clearing out process happen or take place is through you really just looking at and kind of sitting with it, like really notice anything that is coming up for you. Notice specifically your resistance points. Where are you in resistance and what are you in resistance to? And then kind of sit with that for a moment and just kind of look at how that is nothing more than old programming. That is nothing more than you just not being used to a certain energy because you've never lived it, because you've never been in it. But this month in particular, and this weekend in particular, this entire week was a very, very transformative week with all the new stuff we have going on in astrology. Like we just had the full moon and then the Venus Jupiter conjunction and like the Lion's Gate, like everything this week says new beginning. Your new beginning is here. Everything about the energy says that. But that new beginning might not look the way that you think it's going to look. It might not show up in the way that you think it's going to show up. So this new beginning for you could be an ending of a relationship, or it could be the releasing of a person that, you know, a situationship. It could be the releasing of something that has not been in alignment with you, and it has not been in alignment with you for a significant period of time. So think about what that is. Think about the resistance that you might be feeling, the resistance that might be coming up when it comes to this specific thing. Why am I feeling this resistance? What's that fear really connected to? Because it's the why is always fear. Why am I resisting something? Because I'm afraid. What am I afraid of? And dig into that a little bit deeper. Is it I'm afraid to let it go because I have limiting beliefs about what I can have? And I think that maybe, you know, something better isn't going to come in its place. Am I afraid to let something go because I'm worried that it's not something I can live without? Am I worried that if I let this go, then, you know, there's going to be this void period? Am I afraid of that void period? Am I afraid to just be with myself or to sit with myself? You know, is it a job that I'm afraid to let go because I have limiting beliefs around my finances and about money and the flow of money and how money works? So it's like really examining the reasons why you are afraid, because resistance is fear-based. So anything that you are resisting right now, anything that you feel that you are doing this on a little bit, or just hesitating or pausing or procrastinating, ask yourself, what if the fear wasn't there? What if the fear wasn't in the way? Then what kind of action would I take? And what if I lived from a newer version of myself? What if I lived from a version of myself that wasn't afraid? how would that version of myself act or react or respond to the situation? How would that version of myself show up? How would that version of myself handle this situation? So it's a little food for thought. It's something I wanted to quickly touch on and talk about because it's an energy that's moving through very intensely and I can feel it and it's really beautiful. And I really, really want us to work with this energy and I want to support you to work with this energy. So if you are feeling like, you need a little bit of guidance right now, like you're lost, like you're like really on the brink of, making a pivot in your life, but maybe you're not sure where to pivot to, check out the description box below. The link is there to work with me. Check out all the other links. You can sign up for my newsletter, which I send out weekly, among other things that are going on. So look at your resistance patterns this weekend. Look at why you're resisting something, if you are in resistance to something, and if something is calling you, if something is pulling on you, and especially today, because today is like an action day. If something is really, really tugging on you to do it, to go for it, just to take the action, to stop hesitating, then really consider that. Really, really consider that. And especially if it's like this gut-wrenching feeling where it's like it's really pushing you like, yes, just do this already. Just do this already. Then maybe now is the time to do it. And you know what? Under this energy would be probably the most beneficial time to do it because we're in such like good luck, good fortune. We're still in this very expansive, very open, very Lionsgate, like manifest, bring it in, call in the new. And to call in the new, you gotta let go of the old. You just have to. The old has to be released. You gotta make that space. It's like you can't reach for something new while you're still gripping onto something old. So that's my little food for thought for right now for this weekend. And I'll see you very soon in the next video.